that was just one of the coolest things I've ever gotten to see. What's up, guys? This is Heiss, and today we are in Maitland, New South Wales, Australia, for something that I never thought I would ever get to see or be a part of, really. A steam train race in 2025. It's 2025, and we're going to be racing 2 steam trains on the main on one of the busiest parts of the Australian rail network. And we get to ride behind 3265, an absolutely beautiful 10-wheeler. It's going to be the battle of the 10-wheelers between the 3265 and the 3526. It's going to be the battle of the 10-wheelers, and we're racing out of Maitland here at Hunter Valley Steamfest. It's been a wonderful weekend so far, and we're excited to see who's going to win. So let's get to it, shall we?
The Great Train Race is an actual race between steam trains on the main line. This year there were 2 trains, though on special years they race 4 trains, occupying the whole main. The race setup starts at Maitland, where passengers can board the 2 trains prior to setting off for the start line. Heritage diesel locomotives would tow the trains to the start point, just outside of Newcastle, by Port Waratah. For those of you not familiar with Australian geography, Newcastle is just a couple hours north of Sydney on the eastern coast. The steam engines would then race back to Maitland proper, where the finish line is. And this is all quadruple mainline territory, 4 tracks abreast. Each train would be operating on one of the normal direction mains, normal direction of traffic, giving space between the 2 trains. The 2 sets of mains are distinct, and as such there was a fun train over train moment where the 2 paths crossed.
They've gone underneath into the tunnel. We're crossing over, so
The train's now going to be on that side.
it's going to be on the other side, yeah.
But that wasn't the only element of verticality. The whole time, both trains would also be racing a plane, a tiger moth, which would be doing loops around the route to keep things fair.
Also, just remember we do pass other trains that go very fast, signal streets and all that kind of stuff, so anything that goes out the window may not come back in, so I encourage you to keep everything inside the window.
Yeah.
Unless you are willing to lose phones, cameras, heads or hands.
Yeah.
Case in point.
Thank you for the example, Hunter Rail car.
You scheduled that quite well.
I didn't get that. Other than that, guys, have fun and hopefully we're winners. Unless someone wants to be a loser or participation award recipient.
It's 3265's last trip, we better win. Alright, there's the other train. The race is about to begin. We've shoved all the way back, tender first, and we're about to pull up alongside and start this thing, yeah. It's also a race against a plane as well. The plane's got to be a little cheeky to lose, I think, but yeah. You guys are going down! Good fun getting to know these guys.
Everybody please give a huge shout out to my man Rex Anger, who was my host this trip, who coordinated everything and was absolutely amazing, even if he did end up on the wrong train.
I wore the right shirt for this event. Yeah, we're gonna full send. Rex agrees. And hang on to your hats.
This event is the headlining event of Hunter Valley Steamfest, which is a yearly celebration of all things steam in Maitland, just a few hours north of Sydney. The festival has many great attractions itself, but the stars are the historic trains, a mixture of restored carriages, steam locomotives, and historic diesels. They do a number of excursions other than the race all weekend long, whilst weaving in between Australia's busiest chunk of rail network, which was truly spectacular to experience. There were huge freight trains separated by only minutes, in the same direction even, as well as commuter trains to dodge these vintage machines around. It is unlike anything you'll see in the United States. Let's meet our contestants for this year's Steamfest, the 3526 and the 3265. Both of them are 10-wheelers. Apologies, 10-wheelers. And although they look similar at first glance, other than, of course, the boiler jacket coloring, they've got some fun mechanical differences that make this race an interesting one. 3265 is a special member of the well-loved C32 class, known as the English Express locomotives. The class was originally known as the P class and were widely used for express trains. 3265 was built in 1902 by Bayer, Peacock and Company in England as P584, renumbered and classed in 1924. The C-32 class engines have 5-foot diameter drivers, 160 psi boiler pressures, and 20 by 26 inch cylinders, with 25,990 pounds of tractive effort, while weighing in at 141,000 pounds. 3265 is special as she's the only member of the class that survives with its original frame. She carries Hunter nameplates for the Hunter River in the region as well. One of the neat mechanical things about 3265 is that she has Allen straight link gear, which is similar to Stephenson's, but it has its quirks. The closer to center it runs, the more it sounds like the engine's galloping. 3526, though also a 10-wheeler, is a bit more modern. She was built as NN 1314 in 1917 at the Everleigh Railway Workshops in Sydney, Australia. She got reclassed as a C35 class and got her current number in 1924 as well. 3526 has 5-foot 9-inch drivers, 180 psi boiler pressure, 22.5 by 26-inch cylinders with 29,186 pounds of tractive effort, while weighing in at 183,000 pounds. She's the only surviving member of the C-35 class, so we have an interesting matchup for a race. 3265 with smaller drivers, but the same stroke, giving an advantage to acceleration comparatively. But at the same time, she's able to pull less overall because she's got less tractive effort than the 3526, which is attributed to the bore and pressure being much larger on that engine. Surely the larger drivers means 3526 has a higher top speed, but how's that going to play out on a real rail network that's got speed limits? I suppose the way to find out is to put them to the test.
Oh, here we go. Oh yeah. Go right ahead. Dipped off again. That means we've got the hill downhill for the speed now. Saying the right? was very cool.
Happy boy?
Yes. That little section right there was just about the coolest way to experience the steam locomotive.
I was gonna say, the shots look amazing.
It's just... seeing it run by is great.
Yeah.
Being next to it, chasing a train's great. Riding the train's fun. Every time you ride the train, it's a bummer because you don't get to see and listen to the steam engine work. And so, being right up alongside that 10-wheeler working that hard, getting to watch it do the dance, and you feel it galloping like a horse. That's not something you ever get to experience with the steam engine, and that was just one of the coolest things I've ever gotten to see. That was awesome. I swear it cinders in the eyes.
Don't mind me having a moment. It really was that cool. I don't think it comes across on camera as well as it did in person, but let's see if we can enhance the clip and watch again. Watch the engine closely relative to the track as each chuff hits. Watch the brake rigging bounce. Watch the engine bounce relative to its lead truck. With each stroke, you can see the locomotive rolling side to side, hunting left and right, and pitching up and down in time with each power stroke. It is literally clawing its way up the railroad at track speed once they really crack into it and get the throttle on the ceiling. It's very subtle, but it's there, and that's what makes the working of a steam locomotive so cool. The dynamics of the whole system is more than just rods, cylinders, pistons, and wheels spinning around doing the thing. Watching the whole engine do the dance is just pure magic. It's a truly amazing thing to see that you can't see in any other way. That's what makes this event so special.
They must be right bored up there in the cab. They must not be having any fun. No fun at all in the cab, eh?
Oh, definitely not.
Well, I guess we find out who wins in a little bit in terms of which train, but I know that we won today because that was just about some of the coolest stuff I've ever gotten to see. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that. I know I did in person. Hopefully it'll come across great on on the YouTubes as well. As always, thanks so much for watching, guys. We'll catch you all next time.
Just repeating, 35-26.
We lost.
Denny was the official winner of today's great train race. Congratulations.
But it was 3265's last outing before her rebuild, and she lost.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Well, she was tired, I guess.
I remember when we got off the train, my first words to my girlfriend were, well, it doesn't matter what we get the rest of the trip, because that just made the whole trip absolutely worth it. That experience, that feeling, it was just that cool. And just think, in a couple years, they're going to be running 4 trains side by side once again. You know I'll be there when that happens. As always, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you liked to look at Australian steam and getting to experience steam in just about the coolest way physically possible. A huge thank you to everyone who put on the race, because this was just about the coolest thing I've ever gotten to see. And a huge thank you as well to Rex Anger for organizing the trip, and Kane's Trains, who graciously provided footage from the other train for us to see. As always, thanks so much for watching, and we'll catch y'all next time.